Tales of Old Night, Episode 9, The Final Prescription. It's funny, the things you notice at the end. For 50 years, the sound of this palace was music. The clink of glasses, the laughter of diplomats, the soft tread of advisors too afraid to speak. Now all I hear is the beeping of that machine next to my bed. And the hum. That hum isn't the palace. That hum is outside. It's in the walls. It's the sound of the cleanup crews, or what's left of them. It's the sound of my legacy. They used to call me the architect. They said I built a new world, and I did. But an architect understands the first rule of creation. You have to clear the site. You have to pour the foundation. You have to be willing to break a few things to make something that lasts. The war for the Eastern Reserves was necessary. The wars for the Southern Peninsula were efficient. But radiation is an amateur's mistake. It doesn't respect borders. It doesn't respect victory. It just sits there, in the water, in the bones of the people you need to build the future. My scientists, those nervous little men with their spectacles and their charts, they told me the numbers. Your Excellency, they said, the fallout will reach the capital cities in 6 months. Casualty estimates are incalculable. Incalculable, I hate that word. It means you've lost control. For 3 weeks, I didn't sleep. Not because I was sad. Architects don't get sad about the rubble. I was frustrated. 50 years of work, and it was going to be undone by a little dust in the air. Then the idea came to me. It wasn't from a scientist. It was from a memory. When I was a boy, my mother used to give us sugar pills for a cough. She said they were medicine. And you know what? They worked. Not because they healed you, but because you believed they would. So I called in my Minister of Propaganda, a good man, loyal. I told him we weren't fighting the radiation anymore. We were fighting fear. And the weapon against fear is certainty. We announced the discovery of Rad-X, a little white pill, easy to swallow. We said it was a miracle of our military science. We said it would bind to the radiation in your body and flush it out. We said that if you took one every day for a month, you would be safe. The pills were beautiful. We put them in clean white boxes. We stamped them with the Imperial Eagle. My face was on the posters, holding one up. Protect yourself. Protect the future. Take Rad-X. The lines started forming that afternoon. Mothers with children, old men, young soldiers. They held those little white boxes like they were made of gold. They trusted me. I had given them roads and jobs and order. Why wouldn't I give them a cure? Of course. The pills were poison, a cocktail of industrial sedatives and cardiac agents. It was peaceful, my doctors assured me. They would take the pill, feel a little sleepy, and simply not wake up. No pain, no panic. I calculated the supply lines. We had enough for the first wave of distribution. We targeted the densest population centers first, the ones closest to the blast zones. We wanted to be efficient. The first reports came in after 48 hours. The Minister of Propaganda, his face was pale. He said, "Your Excellency, the compliance is 100%. They are taking them as instructed." He looked horrified. I looked at the map on my wall, covered in little pins representing cities, and for the first time in weeks, I felt calm. The radiation would have taken months. It would have been slow, painful. It would have caused chaos, riots, a breakdown of the very society I was trying to save. But this was clean. It was scheduled. It was quiet. How many? I asked my nervous little scientists. They adjusted their spectacles. They said, Based on distribution, the mortality rate for Rad-X in the affected zones would be approximately 98%. I did the math in my head. It took a minute. 18 million people. 18 million, and they died with my picture in their hands. They died believing in me. They say a tyrant is defined by the people he kills, but that's wrong. A true architect is defined by the people he saves from themselves. The radiation is still out there, but it's quiet now. The cities are quiet. The screaming has stopped. And in a few generations, when the dust finally settles, they will find the bones. They will find the little white boxes with the imperial eagle. They will wonder what happened here. They will never know it was a gift. The beeping is getting slower now. The hum outside is fading. It's just me in the dark and the memory of those quiet lines. I wonder if my mother would have been proud, not of the numbers, but of the certainty. I gave them peace. I gave them an answer when there was none. I am the architect, and the sight is finally clear.